Hello everybody, my name is Scott. I call myself the Professor, that's with 2 F's. And this is the Professor's Review, so let's check out what we're going to review today. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so today I'm going to review the Fitbit Alta. We're going to do a little bit of an unboxing today because I've already opened this and used it. So this, it was wrapped around the bottom, I think. And so you just peel that off, slide off the cover. It comes in a really nice box. Has some magnetic closure on the front. Little Fitbit logo you can't see here. Oh, there you go. And you just open it up, and then you have the Fitbit Alta up here, and a little mini instruction book. It doesn't really give too much information. Could be more informative. And then you'll have all this, and all of this is all sealed up with these stickers, and that goes on the screen that we'll see in a minute. And so you have the charging cable in here. And so when you get your Fitbit Alta, what you're going to do is you want to open it up like we have, and you'll pull it out any which way you can. And let's get this set off to the side. Okay, and here you have it. It doesn't come charged, so what you'll do is you'll pull out your charging cable. And this is the first thing I'm going to talk about, because here I have the charging cable and it actually has broken already. There's a little hinge and it broke, but it still is able to charge the device. So how you're going to do it is you have these two pins, and then you have a little indent there. And so you line it up, and you'll clip it on, and it'll work, because you'll have a brand new charger that will actually clamp on. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to want to plug this into a computer or any charging cable that you have lying around, as long as it has the USB option, and then you'll give some power to the device. And once you have power to the device, you're going to grab your phone. In this case, this is my wife's phone. And there we are. Oh, we're so cute. There we are again. Okay, so after a little bit of fiddling around, you actually do not need to pair it to Bluetooth right off the bat. I would suggest turning the Bluetooth on. And then you'll open up your Fitbit app. And then let's just show you what it starts out as. What you'll do is you'll go in here and you'll probably, I believe you have to get an account created with the app first. Once you've done that, you'll go to Devices, and then you'll click here, and we're going to be setting up an Alta in this video. And so then let's set up your Fitbit Alta. And you tap agree, and it shows you a little piece. So this wireless sync dongle, as it's called here, is for syncing it with your desktop or computer. You just plug that into the USB port, and like I mentioned, you power it up by plugging it in. And right now it's searching. And hey, look, it found our tracker. Perfect. And there we go. So then it will pop up the 4-digit code here. We have 5819. And if it's not working, there's a little section for not working there. And as we've seen this part so far, this is a little bit of an unboxing, a little bit of a how-to, instructions, and just an overall review. And then once it finishes connecting, it says, what do you want your Fitbit Alta to call you? And I'm going to say, like I did before, I want it to call me Professor. does have a limit. So I used up all the letters, so I can't do that how I spell my nickname. So I guess I'll just spell Professor the conventional way. And that fits perfectly. Professor, yep, spelled it correctly. And then want to be a shorter video, so let's see here. So you're going to align the charging point with the outer edge of your wrist, and I usually wear it on my left hand, but I have a watch on my right hand right now, on my left hand, so put the charging portion with the outside of your wrist, and this is important for some items later on. And this is the easiest way I've found to put it on. You put your thumb, you slide it under, and then, oh, I was out of the shot, so slide your thumb under, and then you'll put the 2 pins in, and there you go. And here's some wear and care tips. Clean it regularly, don't get it wet. If you do get it wet, get it dry completely. And it also says take it off from time to time. And here it says bump, whack, or tap to activate. You double tap it to turn on the display, and single tap to flip through the stats. And it does take a significant whack. Like, here's just like how I touch it. That actually turned it on this time. Usually I have to give it a decent little thunk, and then you can just flip through your options here. But it's not a normal touch screen. And another quick view, what you can do is you just turn your wrist and it will turn it on. Automatically it does come up with a few presets. Sets the daily step goal to 10,000 steps. You can adjust it. I liked having it at 10,000. I thought that was a good goal. And it does automatically track if you're running, walking, riding, or doing just sports or working out. I've done it and used it with running and walking. I've had it track it. I've walked to work a couple times using it, and it tracked the time, steps, calories burned, everything. I haven't ridden a bike with it, or any of these 3 at the bottom, but I also did a couple runs while using the Fitbit. And you can get it set up to do reminders. So every, it's preset. Actually, don't remember if it's preset to do it. But you can get it set to give you a reminder 10 minutes before the hour is up. And so at, 10:50, 11:50, and so on and so forth, it will buzz and it'll give you a reminder. It will say, let's get moving. Just a few different things. Sometimes it will say, X amount of steps, 58 steps to meet 250, because it will buzz you if you have not met a certain step count. And which wrist are you going to do it? I'm saying the right wrist because that's what I have it on right now. You have a few different options for the clock face. I'm kind of bummed because maybe with that new update that I ignored, it will do 24-hour time, but it does not do 24-hour time. And I love 24-hour time, but you have time with the day of the week and the date, and then there's the hour, minute, and second. And this one right here is the hour, minute, and it is the percentage of the overall goal for your steps for the day. So if you're at 500 steps, it will have, if you leave it at the preset of 10,000 steps, and you're at 5,000, I apologize, then it will be at the 3 lights right there. And this one is a pretty nifty one that I didn't notice until my wife was the one using it, and she had it set up for that. Okay, cool. It went back to the presets. So let's go with this one. And the flower will grow with the steps per hour. You can also do horizontal, which I found with how it works, it would have it written this way, and I just don't like looking at my watch like that. So I personally didn't have it for the horizontal, but it does have the horizontal options for you, and there's your percentage, it will show you a little bit more accurately at where you are throughout the day. And there's a written version of the time for you. So I'm going to go with the vertical. Let's do this fancy one here. And it is really cool because it starts off as a little button and it grows up to a flower and it will dance for you. And yeah, I'll just show you real quickly since it's going over this anyways. So you'll take it off and then you'll see right here the little options. There's the 2 bumps and the gap. And you'll just slide the gap and you'll push it away and it slides right off, and that's how you change the wristbands out if you buy extra wristbands. And do that. Alright, so now we're all set up. So now it just says to get us going, but I'll show you a little bit more of the setup here. It shows you which devices you have connected if you have more than the one. So here it will show your steps for the day, and right now we are at 0 steps because we haven't taken any steps. And tracks the mileage, the calories burned, 1.5 thousand, minutes of activity, and then back to the beginning. And you can select which of these options are turned on. So let's select this. And you can get the call and text notifications. And so you set that here. And if you are Bluetoothed to your device, it will buzz and then it will even read the messages out to you. And you can, all notifications, you can choose which kind, text notifications, and different apps there. Facebook Messenger, text messages. I don't know what Hangouts is, and there's Skype. Calendar notifications as well. I never used that feature, but it is really cool. Alright. And then reminders to move. You can select which hours you want to do. So we have it set for every day. And then you can do the start and end time. So it does do a 12-hour limit. So from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., but you can choose, I only want to be active for 5 hours. So let's just do 12. Yeah, so 5 to 14 hours, actually. I stand corrected. 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. And then between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m., it will buzz at 10 minutes before the hour, every hour. 5 p.m., so 5 a.m. There we go. And now it likes that. And then your steps is you have your main goal, and you can have it be different ones: active minutes per day, calories burned, distance, and you can change the wrist placement afterwards. Your handedness as well, you can choose there. Quick view, so when you flip it up, you can turn it off even, or you can set it to show your clock. The greeting, and here is the different screens that it will display. So right now we have it go to the clock, the steps, distance, calories, and active minutes. And you can rearrange it so, and all the changes happen after you sync it up again. So these steps, we'll set it as the main goal. I'm going to actually leave it as the clock. And then the steps. And the battery one, it will show you how much battery life you have. And even if you do not have this selected, when the battery is low, it will show you a little low battery. And then when it's really, really low, then it will have an empty battery with an exclamation point. And when it's on the low battery, the instructions and the information does say it lasts about 2 days. And with my experience, it does last that amount of time. A silent alarm is an interesting item here. I have found it to be a little bit annoying and a little bit ineffective personally. So 10:39 p.m. Let's do here. So it is 10:39. Let's do 10:45. Okay, so you'll select the hour and then it will have you do the minute. So 10:45, and let's go ahead and let's get that set up. 10:45 p.m. And then, so that is saved, and so we'll go ahead and we'll get this synced. So you'll just press that to sync it, and we'll see if this will get in time for us to do it. But with the alarm, I have found it doesn't wake me up unless I'm close to being awake anyways. If I'm in a deep sleep, it will not wake me up, and which I wanted it to do. It is nice for a daily reminder if you want to do something specific at a specific time each day. Let's say you want to do push-ups every day at 5 p.m. You can set it for 5 p.m. and then every day at 5 p.m. it would buzz and you'd go, oh, okay, and you'll get down and do your push-ups. It does say 6 steps. Well, we've already done 6 steps. It tracks the numbers of hours that you've worked, with 250 or more steps, and you can change that. And like we set it up earlier, from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m., so that was our 5 hours. You can do it anywhere from 5 to 14 hours. Tracks your miles per the day, number of calories burned, active minutes, and you can look at all this after it's been synced up. It will have your up-to-date information. If you don't have it synced up, it will show you the last information from the last sync. It does track your sleep, which is a really interesting little feature as well that I did enjoy looking at. So let's take a look here, and if you do unsync it from your phone and to another phone, like me and my wife, we swapped it back and forth a couple times, it does track. So let's do 3 months, so a year. And so then this tracks all the activity for the year. See, January, but we didn't. And so that's pretty cool. It's really fun to watch it as you've been going. We haven't used it in a while, so not that much has been logged recently. Let's do the 1 year. See, there we go. See, that was back when she was using it more on her account, and if we were to look at my account, we would show different information. So that is terrific. So, and it's showing from the date range here. That's visible, it looks like. Oh, right. Let's see here. And when you do the messages, it buzzes, and then you'll flip it, and then it will read the message across. It will just read it will say who it's from, and then it will have the beginning of the message. So if it's a short message, you'll be able to see the whole message on your wrist. It also has a calorie tracker. So you can set how many calories you want to do per day. And I don't know what my wife had it set as, but probably comes with preset as 2,000. And it will, let's get that out of the way. You know, it shows you if you're in the zone, under, so if you have a little bit more you can eat, or if you are over and need to burn some more calories. Also, it looks like it will track the calories out. It has a barcode scanner, which is an interesting feature. I thought it didn't work too well. It was a little bit hard for me to get it to work. I do happen to have a barcode here. Probably the good lighting I have in this video. So, and then you can select the serving size, which time it was, date, and then you can log it, and then it will show you how many calories. So here's the goal. Looks like it's at 2,000 calories or so. And so it's at yellow is just what I just added to it, and you'll just be able to track that throughout the day and then throughout the time of your app. The sleep logger is, I think it's one of my favorite features on here. Let's see if we can see the 1 year. And what it does is it's really cool. So in July and there's our alarm. Let's see if we can get it to hear it. And it says to disable the alarm, you tap it twice. And that usually doesn't work for me, so I have to give it a couple good hard thunks like 3 or 4 times for it to register and shut off. If you let it going, it will buzz back again in 5 minutes. And going back to the sleep tracker. So that's just a little bit of display of the alarm. It is a neat little feature. I like it for a daily reminder, a weekly reminder for, a set item. But if I have it at the right time in the morning, then it will help me wake up. And so then here's the sleep tracker. And when you do it and have some closer information, then it will show you how many, like restless sleep, times you were awake, when you were good in the sleep and stuff. I loved watching that and seeing, oh wait, how much did I sleep? And you can have it set as a goal for how many hours of sleep you want to get per night. Okay, so that, using up my recording time. That's a pretty good summary of all the information on here. Also has a water tracker. You can set it for how many ounces you want to drink per day. And it has some widgets that you can put on your home screen as well. And so you can add water quickly instead of going into the app and opening it up. You'll just be able to hit a widget, 8 ounces, 20 ounces. It has a couple different ones for you. What I want to do real quickly is just go over my opinions real quick with the app, with the Fitbit. So it is light. It is super lightweight. So when you're running, it isn't a bother like with a big clunky watch. It bounces around and is kind of distracting for me. I like it because it is light and it does its job. I personally don't like this as a watch, which is what I was initially mainly using it for, was the watch and the fitness tracking. The display is hard to see in the bright sunlight. All right, so it's hard to see in the bright sunlight, and sometimes, when you're lying down at night, the quick access doesn't work, and then you got to bring your arm over, and sometimes your other arm's occupied. So I don't like that. And just moving around, it does track it. It doesn't track steps. It more tracks the swinging motion of your arm, which is another thing that I preferred. I can be a little bit picky and want everything to be exact sometimes. So that I didn't like because it wasn't tracking all my steps, or if I took it off to wash the dishes or anything like that, it wasn't tracking my steps. It is awesome for what it does, and for running, I don't run too often, but I had a couple weeks or so where I was running pretty much every day, and it was really nice to see the tracking of it there. And when you meet your 10,000 step goal, it does do a little celebration, has some fireworks going on. We saw that a little bit earlier in the video. It did a little quick view of that on one of the how-to screens and setup screens. So that is a little bit of a review of the Fitbit Alta. Real quick, I'll show you what I did with this. Since it broke, it was in a drawer and something must have fallen on it and it broke somehow. But I just put it on there and used a piece of tape to keep it closed, and it charged fine. Okay, so like I was saying, this is a little bit, could have been made a little bit better, I personally think, but it has an easy fix in my opinion, and I work with something if it breaks like this. So what I did is you just put it in and put a little piece of clear tape over it. Charging does take a couple hours. I think it's 2 to 5 hours for a full charge from a dead Fitbit. Battery life, it works. The specs say it's about 5 days, and I agree with that. It does do a pretty good 5-day before it does need to be charging. And that's another thing, when it's charging, I'm not tracking anything, my sleep or steps or anything like that. So that was another thing that I found annoying with it. So as a watch, I like my watches heavier and a little bit easier to see because I couldn't see this in the bright sun like I mentioned. But for what it is, as a fitness tracker, I think it does a very good job. It automatically tracks your run time or your exercise time, and it will show that for you in the minutes, and does the calories as well. And there's the battery that I was talking about earlier, and it will do the low battery when it is close to running out and needs a charge. and it will do 2 more days after that. So maybe it's a 7-day total for the battery, and that's just if you're doing, and it'll all vary depending on how much you use it and how much you're flipping through it. If you keep this active, of course, the battery's going to go down faster. But yeah, and so even if you don't have the battery selected, even when it will show up even if it's not selected, if your battery's running low and needs to be charged, which is a wonderful feature because then you won't end up trying to look at your tracking system and it's completely blank. It is great at what it does. It's not always best for me. Last time I was wearing it, I was doing both my watch and this. I still had the watch set up here, so it would show me the time like that. That notifies that you have an alarm set. Oh, yeah, so that if you have an alarm set, it will show you the time, and then it will also let you know the next time the alarm is going to go off. So Thursday, 10:45 p.m., so that was earlier today. That's when we had it set. You can do it, set it up, repeat for daily, just like you would on your phone. And if you really want to, you can flip the face around. This is what it looks like without the wristband attached. So if you want these to be attached the other way, you can just go ahead and do that. But yeah, a little hard to see in the sunlight. Doesn't always track if you're not moving your arm or certain situations, things like that. It isn't waterproof. It would be nice if it was waterproof, and then you could go swimming, and I think that would be a really, really good thing to have on here, is be able to take this in the pool and just go swimming with it. Yeah.
Okay, so the professor turned into me. No, I'm kidding. I'm the professor's wife. I've worn this, I would say, more times than he has. So, a little bit more to say about it. Something I really liked on here was that on the app, let's see here. As I was saying, with the app, you can do things that, you can kind of customize it. Like, hold on one second. Let me see. Sorry about this. I should have brought it up first. Oh, now it says greetings, Professor. Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll have to change that. It has an alarm clock, which I like. Except for the alarm clock, it kind of just a lot of vibration on your wrist. Oh yeah, here it is. You can kind of change, your style of what you want. So it's like this way with the date. That I don't know what that would be, honestly. Then there's the little dots, or this is my favorite. If you meet your goal for the hour or something, it turns into a flower. And then you can just change it to the horizontal way. So if I did this, bloop. And
then you sync it?
And then you sync it. Sorry, it's syncing here. Okay, maybe syncing. So let's see here. So, see? That's another thing I don't like. It seems like it's not sensitive enough to my touch. So, that's another cool thing. Yeah, it was nice. But, like I said, there's a few things I would change, like, the alarm, and I make it a little bit, more zzz, zzz, instead of the little pulsations it does on your wrist. So that's it for me. I'm wondering if the professor's hands are going to join me here.
So that's us today. And that's what we have to say about the Fitbit Alta. Mm-hmm. We hope that this review will help you decide if you want to get one and if it works for you, because that's what I want to do, is let you know if ahead of time, or at least have an idea if it will be something that will be good for you or not. And yeah, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Ding.
And we'll be back with more products. Have a great day.
And that's the Professor's Review. Have a great day.